So people, you're noticing right now, even in the shaded mode that I have right now, you're not seeing what you're seeing in this view. Now, this is something that I wanted you all to be able to do on your own because it kind of goes back to our lesson on graphics. All right. So what do I mean? Close that other project I was in. If I go to my level 1 and I click on this wall, notice that I have changed some of the graphical portions of just this wall in this view. So if I right click on that and I say override graphics in view by category, notice nothing there has been changed right now. However, if I override the graphics in view by element, notice that some of those things have been changed. You remember in the last lesson we had in lecture 6, I changed some of the cut patterns in the wall. So what I'm going to do is go back in here and simply say by material. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go by material and hit apply. And now you see the color has changed on the wall, so I can see the ends of those walls. Now, one of the things that I may want to do in this instance is if I pull this wall back that's joined with that one right now, you see how that wall just simply ends right there? What I might want to do on this particular wall is if I click on it right now and I go to the edit type feature, I'll pull that back over so you can see it. Right now at the structure where it says wrapping at ends, it says none. I'm going to click here and just put exterior and hit apply. And once I do that, now you're seeing how that wall will wrap around. And if I go back and I trim these two walls together now, right, you see how it covers it at the end, right, when I do that? But if I back this wall up, now you see the wrapping at the end of the wall. And I just wanted you to experiment and be able to see how that works. You can wrap to the inside as well. If I go to this same wall and I go to edit type, now where it says wrapping at ends, I can say none here, but if it says inserts, I can go ahead and say interior and hit apply. And now it's wrapping on the inside instead. And I know that again because I go here to the edit type and I've changed that. Now, what if I went and said do it on the exterior here, or even experiment? What happens if I say do it on the interior, right? Now you're seeing the wrap, the interior portion of the wall, the drywall that's on there. Remember the drywall? If we go to edit type and we look at this, we know on the inside of the wall there's a gypsum wall board. That's the gypsum wall board here that's wrapping around instead of the brick wrapping around. Now in most cases, in this instance, if I go back out here, I'm going to say I want the exterior to wrap at the ends, right? And this is probably the look I'm going for. And that interior, you see how now it reaches out to the edge right there? What I probably want to do there is go back to the original condition and say, do not wrap. And now it's not wrapping the way it was before, okay? So I wanted you to just kind of get a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and trim those back together for now, and I'll give you an opportunity. Now, you see how it just changed on that portion of that wall. So what do I need to do? I need to grab all these portions of this wall right now, or I could have just said what? Right-click, select all instances visible in view, and it grabs them all. And then I can right click and say override graphics in view by element, and I can go in and see how none of them up there. I need to just change it by material, not using that solid fill, and now they're all showing up how I want them to show up. So go ahead and change that, experiment with that for a moment, and then we'll move on to our next video after we get this portion of it figured out. Now what you're going to see now is that as we change materials in the wall and we decide that we want to do different things on the front of this wall, what we will figure out is that we want to add certain features to this wall that weren't previously a part of it. We may not want this whole front of this wall, as we're looking at it, to be brick, right? We may want that material to change halfway up, and that's what we'll get to in the next video.